Now on CoastTV News.
A Sussex County memorial event is being planned to honor Delaware State Police Corporal Matthew Snook, where you can get one of these memorial stickers. An update on the beached whale in Bethany. The Mayor Institute now knows what kind of whale it is. But for a woman killed during an ice encounter, the video, the vigil, and the growing reaction in Minneapolis.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Tonight, protests and outrage in Minneapolis. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina DeRobertis. It's our top story tonight. Protests, outrage, also intense mourning in Minneapolis as the community grieves the death of a woman fatally shot by an ICE officer on Wednesday. Lee Waldman has the latest.
A group of women sing at a vigil Thursday in memory of Renee Nicole Good, killed in her vehicle in Minneapolis by an ICE agent. The mood outside of the memorial somber, where just one day ago, the 37-year-old mother's encounter with ICE turned deadly.
I can't imagine, that they, came home and their mom, isn't going to be there for them anymore.
The Department of Homeland Security has accused Good of attacking ICE officers with her car. Graphic video captures the moment it all unfolded. Federal agents drive up and approach Good's vehicle, telling her to get out of the car. One agent appears to pull on the door handle, and as Good starts to drive away, she is shot. While some in Minneapolis are mourning, some are protesting. Outside of a federal building, federal agents deploy a chemical agent. As protesters and law enforcement clash, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz called on protesters to remain peaceful.
We're not going to win this through violence. We're going to win it through justice. We're going to win it through compassion.
But Governor Walz referred to the event as a brazen use of force and says the Trump administration has excluded the state from the investigation. Vice President J.D. Vance joined the White House press briefing Thursday where he placed blame on Good and seemingly justified the agent's actions.
That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
In Minneapolis, I'm Lee Waldman.
Now back here at home, the Blue Line Network is having an event in Sussex County to honor Delaware State Police Corporal Matthew Snook, who was killed in the line of duty. The event taking place Sunday, January 18th at Hudson Fields in Milton. Vehicles will be directed through a designated area as volunteers can place a memorial sticker on the rear window of cars. Now there's no charge for the sticker, but donations are requested, and organizers say 100% of those donations will go directly to the Snook family. Now, an update on a story we first told you about at 6. A dead whale was spotted off the coast of Bethany Beach this morning. That whale has been identified as a juvenile male humpback whale, according to the Mayor Institute. You can see it there on your screen. So the whale washed to shore near Ocean Ridge Drive. That's north of Bethany's downtown, but south of Matt's Fish Camp. The Mayor Institute says it does not have enough information at this time to determine the cause of death, but Mayor is attempting to coordinate with DENREC to move the whale out of the water and onto the beach so that a post-mortem necropsy can be conducted. Now we're looking live outside into Lewis, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a check on the forecast.
We take a look at Milford right now. We're holding at 35 degrees. Dew point temperature of actually 30, and we're starting to feel a little bit of a chill in the air, but we're going to warm up nicely, and we'll have more moisture in place. That combination is going to make it feel, well, not muggy, but at least the air is going to thicken a bit for us for Friday and particularly going into Saturday. Now, temperatures will stay in the 30s, actually 36 to 38, kind of oscillating back and forth throughout the rest of the evening hours. Now, here's where we ended up as far as today's highs are concerned. 54 for the high in at least 4 different locations: Salisbury, Georgetown, Easton, as well as Cambridge, and 52 for the high in Ocean City. What are we expecting? Well, right now, we're a bit cooler than we were. We were 7 degrees cooler now than we were just 24 hours ago. And the precipitation is not there just yet, but it is indeed on the way. Now, will it ruin your whole weekend? Not your whole weekend, but a whole lot of it. So I need to tell you the timing of that rain coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Well, today was another meeting of Georgetown's Supportive Housing Committee. The committee was formed to help local organizations combat homelessness in town. And at this evening's meeting, the committee voted to back the idea of bringing cottage homes to Georgetown. Members are expected to give a presentation on this to the Georgetown Town Council in a future meeting. A traffic light that was supposed to be up by Thanksgiving in Rehoboth Beach, it's still not there. This is on Holland Glade Road. And our Brandon Ferguson explains what's behind the delay.
The same cones, crosswalk, and lights still up on Holland Glade Road. DelDOT says the reason for the months of delays to avoid holiday shopping with the busy outlets right around the corner and the popular Christmas destination, Shellville, which is on Holland Glade Road.
Things come up, it's just what you have to learn to, deal with.
Bonnie Whalen drives on Coastal Highway every day and does not have a problem with the delay. For now.
It's better than one season. That's just a nightmare getting backed up. It's backed up enough.
Some people tell us they deserved an answer sooner on the delay.
People deserve to know why it has taken so long.
DelDOT says work will resume here sometime this month, all depending on the weather. For the final result of another traffic light and more crosswalks and turning lanes heading to Coastal Highway.
Brandon Ferguson reporting there, and the work is expected to be done before summer 2026, according to DelDOT. But the original timeline had the work lasting just 2 months. Maryland's Department of Transportation gearing up for major intersection improvements along Route 50. This here is the intersection of 50 and Old Railroad Road in the Hebron area. Crews planning to put up a new traffic signal and make safety upgrades aimed at improving traffic flow here. Neighbors say it's been quite the issue for quite some time, and data from MDOT backs that up. Since 2019, there have been 54 crashes, one of which someone was killed.
I take the back roads to go home because I want to avoid these intersections at all costs because I feel like that it's not safe. So I feel like if they put a light here that now I can use the intersection more.
MDOT says the $3.5 million project is expected to wrap up by the end of the year in Wycomico County. Well, you just saw it. That's it for a decades-old southern pecan tree in Milton. It's been torn down as of today. The tree was at Route 16 and Union Street. It was torn down to make way for Arroyo Farms. The man who cut down the tree said it's actually not as old as people thought it was.
We had some slow years right here. We had some rapid growth in here, rapid growth out here. 20 inches. It's tickling between 80 and 100 years old.
Now, according to Simpson, the wood from the tree is not going to waste. He says it's going to be used for furniture and more. The tree, though, you might remember, was the subject of protests in Milton. People gathering weeks ago to try and save the tree. DenRec says the tree was the tallest southern pecan in the state. A Dover man is again accused of pocketing tens of thousands of dollars. Delaware State Police say Stephen Kurtz was paid more than $38,000 last year by a Rehoboth Beach man for a home improvement job that was never done. 59-year-old Kurtz was arrested on Wednesday and faces 2 felony charges. He was also charged in 2023 for a similar fraud case involving about $95,000. Delaware State Police are asking anyone who thinks they may have been defrauded by Kurtz to contact them. City leaders in Harrington exploring whether data centers could one day be allowed in town. Last night, town officials held an informational workshop to learn what data centers are and what they would require. One potential site for a data center could be at the former Harrington Logistics Building. That closed in 2025, but Opinions are divided on this. Supporters say a data center could boost the local economy, but critics warn it could strain infrastructure and raise utility costs.
I do think that Harrington's a really good growing area in a great part of the state, and I do think that a data center would be beneficial in this area.
Anything with a data center, they're concerned about the electric pool, also the water, the consumption that it uses, and I think these are some of the concerns that the council has because we do have an older water system.
Now, no formal proposals have been submitted to the city. The city would first need to amend the ordinance to allow data centers as a conditional use in manufacturing zones. City leaders say the next council meeting is scheduled for January 20th, but it's not clear if this topic will be on the agenda. And we are just getting started. Coming up ahead, 2 homes being built. Habitat for Humanity expanding, but some Milford neighbors are worried about it. And coming up, the Rainbow Bridge fence in Lewis, how a couple's idea turned into a community memorial, up next. And a bit later, Paul Williams is tracking your forecast in the CoastTV First Alert Weather Center. He has your full forecast in just a bit.
A simple walk along the Lewis-Georgetown Trail comes with colorful reminders of pets that have touched so many lives. And it's a spot where one couple paid tribute to a dog that they've lost, creating a landmark for others. As Drew Bellinger shows us, it's now building a bridge to the rest of the community.
Losing a pet is never easy. But it is easier when you are not alone. A community memorial is dedicated to the many pets that have brought joy to neighbors in the area. Just off Minos-Conaway Road and down the Lewis-Georgetown Trail sits the Rainbow Bridge fence. In 2024, Kat Riley and Rose Moorhead created the Rainbow Bridge fence after losing their dog Josie back in 2023.
But she was very trainable, the best car buddy, beach buddy, travel buddy. Yeah, she was good. She was a good dog.
The idea to create the bridge sparked when walking the trail just did not feel the same. Now that the couple has their new dog, Gordon, the joy has been brought back. But they say before they lost Josie, they walked the trail almost daily.
We use this trail every day to walk, and my partner and her dog would walk on here every day with the crowds, without the crowds, throughout all the seasons. And she didn't want to get out and walk much anymore after that.
Lisa Whitcomb-Beebe, who lives in the community, loves the bridge and even added to it when her dog Fergie passed.
It's a beautiful way to walk by and remember your pet and share a special memory with, your other pet or with someone that you're walking with.
The bridge features animals from dogs to this lizard. Riley says even after creating this Facebook group, she never expected the bridge to turn into what it has.
We put Josie's collar out there, and then within a few days, people were signing it, leaving their own dog leashes, and it's just been growing ever since.
You don't need to know the pets behind the names here on the Rainbow Bridge fence to understand the love that comes behind them. And Riley and Moorhead say that anybody walking up and down the Lewis-Georgetown Trail is more than welcome to leave a memory of their own. For Coastal Connections, I'm Drew Bellinger.
Right now in Rehoboth, we're holding at 39 degrees, dew point temperature of 34, and we have temperatures that are going to oscillate between the upper 30s to the 40s. Now, moisture is starting to accumulate a little bit more, and we are setting the stage for the likelihood of rain going into this weekend. Friday looks like we're going to be able to save most of Friday daytime hours, but Friday night and all of Saturday, bets are off as far as enjoying a dry day, but it's going to be warmer. So that is at least a good trade-off. But right now, we're still on the cool side of things. Right now, we're 39 degrees in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, and Bethany Beach. However, we're at freezing right now, 32 degrees in Redden, 33, just above freezing. Several locations, including Millsboro, Gumboro, Delmar, as well as Milton. Now, our high today was 54 degrees, which is above the norm for this time of year, but wasn't quite as stellar as yesterday, which was like 64 degrees and just 4 degrees away from tying the record high for the date. We are clear as of right now, and we're going to stay clear for the most part. Now, we have high pressure that was initially over us. This high pressure system really hightailing it quickly out to the deeper portions of the Atlantic Ocean. And now we're starting to see a little bit in the way of some scattered showers starting to make its way slowly with the frontal boundary towards us. That's going to take it a good 18 hours to reach us, okay? So that's why we're looking for that rain to hold off until maybe Friday night going into Saturday morning. That being the case, for tonight, we stay mild. Then for Friday, Saturday, particularly Saturday now, that's when we're highlighting the focal point of this rain. That's when we're going to have temperatures in the 60s. For Friday, we're going to see 59 in Lewis, 57 in Rehoboth, 57 in Dewey Beach. And this is the updated run. So we're looking for cloudy skies, pretty persistent and consistent. So upper 50s to low 60s is where we're going to range as far as the highs are concerned. Now, even with that being the case for us, you know, we start off Friday morning in the 40s, and then Friday afternoon we're 61, 61, 62 over in Seaford, Delmar, and for Salisbury. Then we see a little bit of green dancing across the screen, but really by the time we get to mid-morning Saturday, but Saturday lunchtime, everybody, and I do mean everybody, plain and simple, rain, widespread, and it stays until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody. And then we go into Sunday really early in the morning. We start seeing some scattered showers still staying overnight towards Fenwick Island and Selbyville area. Now, Saturday also presents some scattered showers and the winds blowing out of the south initially. So Saturday morning showers, Sunday a.m., some early morning showers as that teardrop of scattered showers slide through. So Chincoteague, chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. For Ocean City, chances of rain Saturday all day and Sunday morning. And we're looking for some Saturday daytime rain, Lewis and Rehoboth, not necessarily so much for Sunday. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Thank you very much, Paul. In Milford, Sussex County Habitat for Humanity is building affordable housing. It's part of a 9-home project there. Today, the Milford Board of Adjustment approved variances needed for 2 of the homes still under construction. But as Coast TV reporter Emma Aiken shows us, some people are angry about it.
2 soon-to-be houses on Columbia Street in Milford. Sussex County Habitat for Humanity says they've completed and sold 206 homes throughout the county since the nonprofit started in 1991. Candy Huffman got one of those homes, but now that more homes are being added, she's worried. She says there will hardly be any space at all between her home and the new builds.
If something catches on fire, it's going to spread very easily.
In order for Habitat for Humanity to get the green light to finish building these new homes, they had to go to the Milford Board of Adjustment to give them what is called a variance, which grants an exception to previously stated rules. With that change, the Huffman's property will now be less than 2 feet from one of the new homes.
I understand they want to build on these properties, they own these properties, but they have to stick to the standards of City of Milford, and they're pushing through. They're getting their way because it's an organization. It shouldn't matter who you are.
And Huffman says she's worried about her dog. That's been deemed dangerous by the state, bothering the new neighbors with the yard so close. Mary Skiba, who lives across the street, has her own concerns.
This is a two-way street. Right now, you have to pull over if another car comes through.
But Habitat for Humanity tells us other neighbors are excited to welcome new folks to the area. Sussex County Habitat for Humanity says this is part of one of their neighborhood revitalization projects aimed at increasing home ownership in the community as opposed to renting. They say it helps foster community here and build the neighborhood up. 2 women watching 2 houses be built as they wonder how much affordability will cost them. In Milford, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
This does bring us right to our Coast TV poll. We're asking what you think is needed most in Milford housing. Let's look at the results. 44% lower prices, 33% more rentals, or excuse me, 3% say more rentals, and 28 smarter homes or senior options. Let us know what you think. You can still vote. Go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. We want to know what you think. Now, our next story involves the legitimacy of the Ocean City Council races that happened back in 2024. Back then, the Ocean City Council disqualified Leslie Smith from running because they claimed her residency did not meet requirements to run for office. A councilman must live in Ocean City for at least 4 months before an election. But now, as Kevin Zappé reports, Smith claims Tony DeLuca, who won one of those council seats, did not qualify to be on the council because he did not meet residency requirements.
Leslie Smith is a realtor in Ocean City. On Monday, Smith requested an investigation into Ocean City Councilmember Tony DeLuca. Smith believes DeLuca did not meet the residency requirement to run for Ocean City Council back in 2024.
I ultimately don't feel as though someone who is not living here full-time should be making decisions that affect the citizens that do live here full-time.
We received this statement from Councilman DeLuca. I'm aware of Ms. Smith's challenge to my residency. I have nothing to hide, and I look forward to the mayor and city council giving me the opportunity to address this matter openly and candidly. I will rely with the city solicitor and city manager as to the best next steps towards bringing this matter to a conclusion. The 4-month residency requirement is what prevented Smith from running in the 2024 election, after a majority of the council members voted that she did not meet the standard. Smith and her attorney disagreed with that statement.
Whether they liked it or not, I fit the description of domicile.
Smith believes the council is applying the rule unevenly.
They targeted the fact that I'm a woman. They do not want another woman on the city council. It's a good old boys club.
The investigation request was sent to the Ocean City Council. The next steps are up to them.
Next, we have item D, conditional use request to allow the operation. That was Kevin Zapay reporting there. Now, according to Smith, she plans to run for Ocean City Council again, but because she was disqualified in 2024, the next opportunity would be the 2028 election. Coming up in sports tonight, an Eagles assistant has the 49ers number. We'll tell you why that could make a difference in the Philadelphia's upcoming wild card playoff game.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
We're back now with health news. A virus most commonly linked with cervical cancer in women, the human papillomavirus or HPV, it's actually more common among men, and it's associated with rising rates of certain cancers, according to researchers from the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center. Tonight, Mandy Gaither explains why an expert says misconceptions about HPV can put people at risk.
It's the most common sexually transmitted infection in the U.S. About 13 million Americans, including teens, are infected with human papillomavirus or HPV every year, and lack of awareness may be putting many at risk.
HPV is extremely preventable with vaccination.
Dr. Electra Pasquette with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says many people don't know about the long-term cancer risk linked to HPV because only women can be tested for the virus. Experts say many mistakenly think they're primarily at risk. But every year in the U.S., HPV causes about 36,000 cases of cancer in both women and men.
It can remain in the body for many, many years, but it inserts itself into the DNA and can cause cancer to develop in up to 6 different sites of the body.
Those sites where cancer can appear from HPV are the cervix, vagina, vulva, penis, and in both men and women, the anus, as well as cancer in the back of the throat. But the CDC says HPV vaccination can prevent more than 90% of these cancers.
It is now recommended for boys and girls starting at age 9 and going through age 18. There is also a catch-up vaccine available up to age 26, and then from 26 to age 45 with shared decision-making with a physician.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In the NFL, the Eagles have the upper hand against the 49ers in the wild card this weekend, which might be crazy to say, given that San Fran actually has the better record headed in. But Philly, well, they have more of an home field advantage working their way on Sunday. They also have a defensive czar in Vic Fangio. If you're unfamiliar with Vic Fangio as an Eagles fan, I don't know what to tell you. This guy's been carrying Nick Sirianni a little bit over the last couple of years, especially this season. As I told you, Philly comes into this matchup with 11 wins. San Francisco comes in with 12. But if you look at the stats historically, when the Vic Fangio defense matches up with the Kyle Shanahan 49ers-led offense, it's been Fangio who has dominated historically. And you know what? There's a world where Fangio actually ended up with San Francisco.
I mean, Vic schematically, he's always been the best to me, as good as anyone there is. Has a very sound scheme that he doesn't need to change up very much. It just naturally changes with how he does his coverages, how he does his fronts, the personnel groupings he does. He's very good at getting a beat on what you're trying to do and making you adjust. You'd have to ask him. I mean, I've tried all the times that it's been an opportunity. He's always been with someone else when that's happened. I mean, I tried real hard in 17 when we first came here, and I tried like 2 other times on separate occasions. So Vic's a guy that I've always respected, gone against a number of times before I became a head coach, so that's why I respected him so much, and through the process been able to become friends with him.
The friendship takes a pause Sunday at 4:30. That'll do it in sports. Have a great night, Delmarva.
Well, we're just 1 degree above freezing in Lewis right now at 33, but the dew point temperature is 31. So, yeah, we got a little moisture and a little bit of fog. Patchy fog is popping up in some isolated pockets, so that moisture content is going to be on the upswing. And we're going to be watching out for a chance of rain going into the weekend. Blake Hamister of Bridgeville, congratulations, you're our umbrella winner, courtesy of Paul Davis, property restoration expert. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mendalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, we're going to be warm at least, even though it's going to be a little rainy Friday going to Saturday, and possibly early Sunday morning, but not all day Sunday. It's going to be a little cooler there. But next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's going to be downright cold.
Yikes. So thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. You can always find more news and more weather on our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we're back tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have a great night.